simply because she can say one thing, however, her actions being engaged twice say another. Right. And so when Lady Di heard that, now she gets to assess that because of what Sierra offered to us. She also said that she dodged a bullet twice. My question would be, those men aren't here to defend themselves. What did you do incorrect in those relationships?
At this point, you guys have said what you have to say. People can receive it or they cannot. You give advice. You've been there. You've done that. Some people have to live it to understand it. But and I kind of agree. I mean, I get where everybody's coming from, but at the end of the day, people have gone through experiences. We're just sharing those experiences. Take what you need and move forward. But what I wanted to mention was I think that there were several things that I did agree with. Mike was one person I did agree with. I do think that we need to start getting people married at a younger age. Yes. The problem with that, Mike, I think that there's this false narrative that women don't want to be married at a younger age. They do. They're just in relationships with men, and it's just not going in that direction. When you walk into reality, people are in relationships. They got a my man, my man, my man. Your man is not marrying you. He is not putting a ring on your finger, and he's just not telling you. So that's really one of the issues that's going on right now. People are not having honest conversations about intentions. I know one of the things that the episode the clip spoke of was that men don't have any expectations. I disagree. I think men do have expectations. I think those expectations are very high. That's why they're not getting married. Because for you to say, oh, she's not the one, I'm going to put her in this box, that means she's not meeting the expectation you need her to meet for you to want to marry her. So that is an expectation, and I feel like it's very high because we have more people who are not married than we do who are married. That's one thing. But again, I do agree, Mike, if we can get everybody on the same page to marry, that would be great. Even men who are dating younger, the one of the things was, okay, if you're young, date older. They playing with them too. Ugly, short, all of them playing. You can give them all a chance and they still playing. Okay. So that's not it right there. And I wanted to also say, and then I know that we always like to say that women have high standards. I think men have high standards too. Nobody wants the one that wants them. Everybody has somebody checking for them, but nobody ever wants the person who's checking for them. Dating now is totally different than it was 15 years ago before social media. I know you guys have been married for a long, extended period of time, but it's just not the same. It's just not. Everybody's looking for this unicorn, both men and women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one that what Miss Bougie was, or I don't know her name, right? There go Bougie. Salute to her. What she was saying didn't pertain in this conversation, and yet we've been conversing about it for several minutes now. Lady Di is 32 years old. She's not old like everybody's trying to paint. And then people on average get married between 28 and 32. So Sierra's right within that guideline. Also, Sierra shared with us that she's been engaged twice. So quite literally, she's pursuing that path, right? And so everybody's marriage is not the same. However, you can offer a template. So, but their conversation never got the chance to happen. So Sierra's actually on that plane. So it actually pertained in what they were talking about. It just never manifested.
I think that the age difference, I was pointing out the age difference, not to say Lady Di was old, because I know how old Lady Di is. She's a younger millennial at that. But it's just to say, like, not an age difference, it's a generational difference. I legitimately think millennials are the last ones that actually care about like marriage. Like how Lady Di's whole thing is kind of like, yeah, I got married and it's like a serious thing for me, versus like you obviously heard Sierra say she's Gen Z, right? And Sierra's just like, yeah, like it don't work. Like you pissed me off, I'm leaving. Like
Bougie, if you don't mind.
Like those vows aren't this do or die thing for me. Those are some words that if you keep up your end of that contractual agreement, cool, we can be married. But if not, then we won't be. And that was the point that I was just trying to make, is that it's a generational difference in the mindset of the marriage.
I understand. I think you're incorrect in this with this particular person, simply because she can say one thing, however, her actions being engaged twice say another. right? And so when Lady Di heard that, now she gets to assess that because of what Sierra offered to us. She also said that she dodged a bullet twice. My question would be, those men aren't here to defend themselves. What did you do incorrect in those relationships, right? That's the substance of the conversation. Would they say the same about you, right? Because why didn't she get married? And that's the information that she offered to us, what we should be able to analyze. And it ain't about being older, right? It's just about understanding the situation based on what she gave us.
All right, let's let Sierra respond. I see she's
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I appreciate what was just said too, because I was just getting ready to say nobody asked me why I wasn't married. Like, I'm not married because that man put his hands on me. And did I have a mouth back then? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, did I deserve to get my hand, like some of these hands put on me because of my mouth though? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's why I'm not married to these cowards. I didn't get married to the next man because, again, they were coward enough to put their hands on me instead of have a conversation. Listen, I own 2 businesses. I work a full-time job. I am a mother. I am a full-time college student. And frankly, I take care of my own mother. I am very much so on the way and on the path to being a great wife. However, I'm also not going to stand for bullshit. And I'm not going to stand for somebody playing in my face. And I'm not going to stand to be scared of my own relationship. I'm not. So do I have standards? Yes. But am I going to sit here and define who somebody's going to be? No, I'm just going to move on to somebody else, because I'm not going to sit here and try to change somebody and mold them into somebody that I want them to be. I'm just simply going to accept somebody for who they are. And if they want to adjust to who they want to be for me, that's great. That's fine and dandy. We're going to make a great life, and we're going to have a great household, and we're going to have fantastic kids. However, I'm not going to stand for somebody who's not willing to adjust and make this work, because I'm also willing to adjust for the person that I love and the person that I like. And what I was saying with the like thing earlier too is, you're not going to support somebody that you just don't like, which is why a lot of these women are mad because their bills aren't getting paid because these men don't actually like you, which is why they're not supporting you. And it's not about the money. They're not taking you out on dates. They're not taking you on a walk to the park. They're not spending quality time with you because they don't actually like you. And so if you are condoning that and you're accepting that, and then you get into a marriage where you say you love this person, but you don't like the actions that they give you, you don't actually like that person. You just love the idea of who you want them to be. And so that's what you're saying. Don't get into a relationship where you're caught up in love and lust of who this person could be or who you want them to change into. Be real about who they are. And if they treat you like crap, move on. Don't be with them. Don't be with somebody that you don't like how they treat you. Don't be with somebody that you don't like how they spend their day. If you don't like that your man goes to work for 12 hours and then goes and spends 6 hours at the golf place and then comes home and crashes on the bed every day, don't be with him anymore. Divorce him and find somebody who's going to take you on a date and have fun with you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying because you got into a petty argument or because something happened one time and somebody, like, one mistake was made to leave somebody. No. But if you genuinely don't like their habit and their lifestyle and who they have become and who they have chosen to be, then do not continue to make yourself miserable in a relationship nor marriage that does not serve you.
Yeah, and there's obvious questions that should be asked if Lady Di and Sierra are having a conversation, right? There's obvious questions that would need to be asked, right? But they're sensitive, right? And so you have to ask those questions in a particular environment, right? I think we understand that in terms of physical violence and things of that nature, right? I think that this is bullshit regarding she don't like you, he don't like you, so he gonna treat you some type of way. That's giving people excuses to treat people poorly, right? And that's all we justify. Contrary to popular belief, I was handsome when I was like 25, right? And this girl tried to kiss me. I'm like, oh, that's not your life. Like, that's not right. That's not nice, though. Right? That's not nice.